shared that the Celtics are just not – they haven't had success on the road. Now their record is 1-6 on the road. The one game they won was Game 3 of the Eastern semifinals against Philadelphia, and I mentioned that they kind of stole that one. I know Philadelphia in that game hit that circus shot, Marco Bellinelli, to tie it. They go to overtime, but they were down by 6-7 points kind of late in that overtime period, and they had one final run in them that got them that win. And it kind of shocked Philadelphia, and that series was over. When Cleveland falls 2-0, if Cleveland lost one of these games at home, the series is over. It's a brand new series again. You concur. It's a brand new series again. Now, here's the thing, though. This is what I talked a little bit about yesterday. It's still an uphill climb for the Cavaliers, because here's the Celtics don't need to win a road game in order to win this series. They can win all their 4 home games and move on. So it is Cleveland who's going to have to be the team to steal one on the road. So far this postseason, the Celtics are dominant at home. They're 9-0. And you can just see that they're a totally different team when they're in front of their home crowd. It's as disgusting as this is for me to say, the fans at the TD Garden, they're loud, and they fire up their players. It's just a whole nother energy level, and it just puts a pep in the step of the Celtics. I mean, they look like a totally different team when they're playing in front of their home crowd. And I understand right now they have a lot of young guys, a lot of role players, and that's typically the case for those kind of players, that when they're at home, they play 10 times better than they do on the road. And I think that's something that we have seen with the Celtics this postseason. Role players, young players, feeding off that energy at home and playing 10 times better than they do, in games 3 and 4. LeBron James has had some difficult times in the TD Garden. He also had a few nice moments. Is he going to be able to steal one game on the road? If he does, if they win this Game 5, they're going to win in 6.
What kind of Game 5?
Pivotal. It's a pivotal game. I think if they take Game 5, they'll win Game 6 and close it out. I don't think Cleveland is necessarily done if they lose this Game 5. They can go down 3-2 and still win the series, but it's still a very difficult task because they're going to have to do something that nobody has done so far this postseason: beat the Celtics at home. I mean, if you watch film, you watch the tape of just how different the Celtics are playing at home, and look at some of these players that have struggled at the TD Garden. I mean, LeBron James, I think, had 15 points in Game 1. Going back to the first round with the Greek Freak, his worst games came playing at the TD Garden in some crucial games. There was a Game 5, there was that Game 7 that he failed to score over 20 points. Or if he got to 20, barely got over it, and that's just not enough to win. When you're a superstar, like, a lot of people claim the Greek Freak is, he couldn't get it done at the TD Garden. LeBron's had his struggles so far in this series. I know he had that 40-something point performance in Game 2, just didn't have any help from his supporting cast. That brings me to the next point. You look at the Cavaliers at home, same thing. J.R. Smith played better. Kyle Korver was outstanding. George Hill finally appeared. Kevin Love has been much better since the Toronto series. I can't really get onto him. I don't think his first 2 games, other than defensively struggling with Al Horford, was the only complaint I could have, that he just struggled to keep him in front. I mean, he had his way with him. But overall, offensively, I think his numbers have been solid. But the question is LeBron going to get the help? Is his supporting cast going to be able to play a big game on the road? Is J.R. Smith going to continue to shoot lights out? Is Kyle Korver going to continue to think? Is George Hill going to continue to add the way that he has?
As quickly as they've shown up, they could disappear again.
Exactly. And shoot, is Jeff Green going to do something? Because I felt Jeff Green has been such a disaster offensively, but defensively he's been pretty solid.
There was a while there that Jeff Green was playing more like Tom Green.
Yes, absolutely.
You have no idea who Tom Green is?
Is that comedian guy?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. That's what I thought it was. But I just didn't want to say that and then look stupid.
He had his own show for a
yes,
while. He some weird crap.
He rolled the piggies down the hill. That's right.
That's, yeah.
Yes. But that's the big thing for me moving forward. I think LeBron, yeah, he had one bad game. I think LeBron's numbers are going to be LeBron's numbers every game of the TD Garden. It's about the supporting cast. Which team is going to do it? If the game goes back to Cleveland, well, it is going to go back to Cleveland for Game 6. Could the Celtics guys finally step up and play a game on the road? If it's the Cavaliers who are on the road, like they will be in Game 5, potentially for a Game 7, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, George Hill, Jeff Green, those guys, can they do it? Can they put a game together on the road? Because I feel if the Cavaliers win Game 5, the series is over in 6. If they lose, it's going to 7. And for Game 7, it's a toss-up, but the history has shown that the Celtics, it's on their side. They don't lose Game 7s at home. I shared the stat there. It's like 28-0 when they lead the series 2-0. LeBron's last time losing in the Eastern Conference Finals was against the Celtics back in 2011. The last time he was down 2-0 was in 2008, lost to the Boston Celtics. So it's still a very uphill climb for the Cavaliers. So Game 5, I know it drives people crazy when you hear it's pivotal, but I think it's even more pivotal for the Celtics to win this game because it's going to go to a Game 7 if they do. They're not going to win one on the road. If Cleveland wins it, if they could steal this one right here, right now, Game 6, it's over.
So what you're telling me is if Boston wins tonight or tomorrow night, Cleveland will be running against the wind. It'll be a little harder.
Yeah, I think
not impossible.
If
harder.
If Boston wins Game 5, I really think the Celtics are going to win the series. I think it's over. But in 7, it's not going to be over in 6. If Cleveland wins, it's over in 6. Which would make me feel better because that's what I predicted.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. All right, we get to a break right now.